Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Jesus Christ Alive Today. In this episode I'm gonna talk about steps to start a relationship with Him. The most important decision in your life. Don't be afraid. I wanna say don't be afraid. He's there for you. Don't be afraid to start this. So let's get straight to it. Step 1. You can come as you are. Come as you are. Invite Him in through prayer. With your own personal words. Invite Him in into your own life. Ask Him to come into your life. His love for you cannot be put into words. No matter what you did, no matter what you have done, no matter what's your past, literally, no matter what's your past, He loved us first. He loves us before we were born. He loves us now with such a great compassion. You can do that through just a simple prayer like this. Jesus, will you come into my life? Will you help me? I want to know you better. I also added another prayer in the description, in the section below, but you can pray from your heart. See, when you get on your knees and pray, even if you don't feel or see anything, something supernatural happens. You open a door. Something happens there. You open a door and welcome God in, and a supernatural connection happens. Even if you don't feel or see anything. You don't see the oxygen molecules, right? So our eyes cannot see anything. Our ears cannot get all the sounds that are around us, all the waves. Step 2. Pray and ask Him to heal you internally from any addiction or issue you may have. He can heal anything. Anything that doctors cannot heal, He can heal. He will help you and transform you internally. That is a supernatural experience there. I've witnessed that in my own life and other people's lives as well. For this step, you have to work with Him. You have to be willing to turn away from any bad habits or any addictions or wrong lifestyle that you may have. You have to work with Him. You have to be willing to change your path. You have to be willing to turn away from sins. And all of these are described in the Bible in detail. I know this is a hard step, as I experienced myself. It's not an easy step, but I always ask Him to give me strength for prayer, to overcome these things. And I succeeded. I can truly tell you that I succeeded in all of this. Because of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, we are now able to turn away from that lifestyle and come to Him and be completely forgiven, just like that. That work, that project that was done by Him was so big and powerful that everyone can be completely forgiven if they turn away from that wrong lifestyle, from that bad habits and addictions. He now offers us complete forgiveness and a close relationship with Him. So the turn away thing, it's a harder step, but through prayer we can ask Him to give us strength and fight and get over with it forever. Step number 3. Pray and thank Him regularly. Plan a time every day, even 5 minutes makes a difference. In the morning, just after getting up, or at the end of the day, just before going to bed, take time to thank Him for your life. Thank Him for you being alive, and like I said, a supernatural unseen thing happens when you're praying. So do that as a first step. Fourth step, read his word constantly. Read the Bible constantly. Even a couple of minutes per day makes a difference, like I said. You can get a Bible or download any iOS or Android Bible app. I'm gonna put some links in the description section of this video. There are multiple versions of the Bible, but they all mean the same thing. You can choose whatever version you like. I chose King James Version and New International Version. I also prefer to read more from the New Testament as it contains more substantial information about how God works. The Bible helps us to grow in the knowledge of God and how He works and know Him better. All of the verses are inspired by God. The Bible was sent to us by God to get to know His paths and to help us in this life, and also to grow in faith. By hearing, you grow in faith. So that's the fourth step. Take time to read Bible. The fifth step, obey His still small voice. Obey His still small voice. Take action. When you hear that voice, don't postpone it. Take action when you hear God's voice and do it as soon as possible. Be prepared to do it as soon as possible. Be prepared to do whatever God says. Why? Because He knows better than any one of us what's your path. He knows what's your path to success. He knows better than anyone your qualities. I mean, do you really want to be successful? He knows better than anyone your path, your plan, future, and your way to success. It is very important not to follow your instincts and feelings, because instincts and feelings lie. Listen and obey God's voice. That's most important, the most important. If you heard it, even if it looks the wrong way, just obey it, just do it. Take action and obey God's voice. His voice will always be consistent with the Bible. It will never contradict His own word, the Bible. It will never contradict the Bible. So in conclusion, if you do all these steps, your relationship just started. In this amazing journey, you will hear His voice, you will see Him act in your life, and it is going to be the most important decision that you took in your entire lifetime. He is for everyone. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be a saint. You don't have to be someone picked up. Everyone can access His voice. Everyone can access His mercy. And everyone can access His presence. Don't be afraid and try it. Give it a try, and I promise you, you will be amazed. You will be amazed how things will work out for you. You will find yourself gradually learning to recognize God's voice and beginning to trust it more and more after you see the effects in real life. I'm not talking only about dreams and psychological things. I'm talking about the real life here. You will see how He acts in real life. You will see how things are going more and more into your path. One day you will realize you're in a strong relationship with God that is so treasured and so invaluable in your life. Guys, this is not an obligation. It is not something we must do. It is something that we want to do. When you see His power, when you see His majestic power, when you see His infinite power, how powerful He is, you're gonna want to follow Him. You're gonna want to follow His path, His way for you, His path for you, especially made for you. After you realize that's just a hint of His power, your mind cannot comprehend His power, but after you just realize just a hint of His power and how great He is, not a molecule gets out of His sight, and how great His plan is for you. It is not that you're obligated. It is something that we follow because we want to be successful. Thanks for watching. And also, if you want to share your experience down below in the comment section, I encourage you to do that.